It's obviously the camera. Hey guys, it's Brian here. I'm at the Northern California Renaissance Fair. I'm here with the one, the only, the brilliant glass artist. This is Stuart Abelman. He's been my neighbor at the Northern California Fair for a while, and I like him even though his favorite football team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, he went to Carnegie Mellon, right? You told me that.
I grew up in Pittsburgh.
He grew up in Pittsburgh, so he has every right to love the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when my beloved Ravens play his beloved Pittsburgh Steelers, let's just say it's not always a pleasant, happy back and forth between us, because just so you guys know, behind that wall right there is my backstage to my stage, and Stuart's area is where we are right now. He is a glass blower. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Did it go okay for you today?
I had a very good day today.
Yeah?
And my audiences were great. The weather was wonderful.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
It's nice to stand in front of a 2,000 degree furnace when it's cooler out than when it's 100 degrees out.
Exactly. He has to spend all day in front of this monstrous beast. This is the furnace. Come on over, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the furnace you're talking about. Explain to the now. You're a glass blower. Now, not to be confused with, because I know a lot of people that see videos like this, they get confused because they think that when you bend the glass, make it into little animals. That's not. I know. I know.
That is also a glass blower.
Is it?
But those little people don't bend animals anymore. They bend animals that you smoke out of.
Oh. But okay, so glass...
No one bends little animals anymore.
Okay, so the glass blowing is you get the glass...
Those are also glass blowers.
Explain glass blowing.
Those are torch workers.
There we go, thank you.
They work off of a torch. Therefore, they work with a different type of glass.
Okay.
It has to be worked in the torch, in the flame all the time.
Okay.
Whereas with the furnace glass blowers, we take the glass out of the furnace over to the glass bench and work it there. Because
Okay.
it will stay hot longer.
Okay. Now, so in other words, and you have a pipe in your hand, is that the kind of one that you would blow through?
That is exactly like I would blow through. Absolutely. It's
a little demo there. You blow through that, and of course it gets filled with air. We're probably editing some stuff right now, but I'll keep talking. I've been watching you since I met you here. I met you here about 8-9 years ago, right? We met?
as long as you've been here, I've been here.
Oh, okay. So, but I wasn't at the stage. But it doesn't matter.
Yes.
The point is, I've always been fascinated by glass blowing. Of all the arts out here, and no disrespect for anybody else, guys. Don't you dare make this into an ugly thing. What this guy does, and the very rare amount of other people that do it, is so respectful to me. Glass blowing. Now you get the melted glass out of there on the end of this pipe,
Right.
which is called what?
It's called a blowpipe.
A blowpipe. Could it have a fancier name, Stuart?
We could call it Harold.
Let's call it Harold. And then how much force? When I see you blow down the damn pipe, it looks like you're literally getting a lung workout. Are you?
No.
No.
Actually, it's more like playing an instrument.
Okay.
It's getting the air in your cheeks.
Okay.
And getting your mouth in the right proper position, and then forcing that air into the pipe. But in reality, what I'll do a lot of times is blow into the pipe and trap that air.
Okay.
And then the hot air blows the bubble for me.
As the air goes down at the end of the pipe, there's a little bubble of glass.
So, yeah.
And the air that's in there, when things are hot, they expand.
Right.
I'm doing pretty well. Could I be a glass blower, do you think? How long would it take? And you know me a little bit by now. For me and my dumbass mentality to be able to be competent enough not to kill myself.
Oh, well, I think you would be competent enough not to kill yourself. But as to how long it would take for you to be a glass blower depends on your definition of a glass blower. See, I like to
Could I make a bowl?
With help.
Okay.
But I like to think myself as a glass artist as opposed to a glass blower.
All right. Okay.
Because the book I'm going to write someday when I retire is going to be called Peanut Butter and Jelly.
Oh, peanut butter and jelly.
Yes.
Strange name for a glass blowing
Yeah,
book.
it is.
And why is it called that?
Because I believe that the peanut butter would be the art end of it, and the jelly then would be the craft end of it.
Okay.
Now, you can have the craft without the art. And you can have the art without the craft.
Okay.
But the best art and the best craft is the combination of the two.
Right.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
Art, craft combined to make the glass piece.
Oh man, I love it. Now we didn't bring any of your stuff over, but we can kind of let's get at least to this table over here. This is Stuart's work area. He's got do we call it a kiln?
No.
We don't call it a kiln. What do we call this?
We call this a glass furnace.
A glass
The difference
furnace.
being the
Okay.
kiln is cooled, you load it with pieces, you take it up to temperature, fire the glazes, and bring it back down again.
Okay.
Glass furnace is always up. It is
Okay.
never turned off. It's the annealing oven that takes the hot piece down to temperature, down to room temperature.
Right, which is,
So
and he taught me
that's
last
the
week.
difference between the furnace and a kiln.
Okay, and he taught me last week because I was just picking his brain, giving him ideas and stuff, and I said, hey man, why don't you sell something that you made today? And he reminded me, because I know a couple of the glass blowers, and I should have remembered this, you can never buy the thing that you see at the fair right away, because it has to sit in that other oven.
That other oven's called an annealing oven.
For how long?
Overnight.
Overnight. So
But I don't have an annealing oven, and I never bring an annealing oven
To
my
this
show.
gig?
To any gig.
to any show.
To any show.
Oh, so the stuff that you demo,
I break. Every piece.
which he's not kidding.
Thousands of dollars worth of
Now this gets thrown back in here and gets remelted, yeah?
It could.
It could be. Now I do come out here, back when I lived here on site, I don't anymore, I'm at the hotels, I would come out on Friday afternoon, even before maybe Stuart would get here sometimes, and this is on all week?
No.
No, okay.
But it should be.
Oh,
But
shit.
it should be, but because it's at a fair, it's outdoors, there's no one to take care of it, and it's a high gas bill.
And it runs out of propane.
Yeah, sure. In the 1990s, my natural gas bill at my studio was $10,000 a month.
Shit.
So that's why another reason why I don't keep any of the pieces, because what happens when you turn the furnace off and then back on again so quickly
Right.
is that the face of the brick on the inside breaks off, falls into the glass.
Oh, okay. And now
So
you
when
got stone in there.
Stones in all
don't
my
want
glass
that.
pieces that I demonstrate with.
Ugh. Gross.
Right, gross.
Gross.
But even on one at the other fairs, like Bristol, even though I don't get stones,
He was at Bristol, too.
I can't personally sell anything but my best work. And in order to do my best work, I have to give my undivided attention to the glass piece. If I'm going to demonstrate, then I want to give my undivided attention to the audience. So
Ladies
I
and gentlemen,
choose
an artist.
the audience over the glass piece if I'm demoing.
Where have we heard that before in some of the videos I put up here on Patreon? Always our audience first. Audience first is what I say all the time to these people, Stuart. It's unbelievable. Let's look at some of your finished stuff, and we'll actually put here on the bottom of the screen where the people can reach you and stuff over here. We're not going to go to your backstage, obviously. We won't mention that. But now, what's going on here? These are plates or bowls?
Those are plates and bowls.
Okay.
And they're on the wall. I cannot take credit for that idea. That idea was started by Dale Chihuly.
Now that's the guy in
That's the guy in Washington.
Tacoma.
That's the guy in Tacoma. Now, and that man, in my opinion, is the reason that the craft of glass blowing became the art of glass blowing. He was the first one to get the pieces into museums. He was the first one to get the craft of glass blowing to become an art form.
Right.
So he deserves credit from any glassblower that's blowing glass.
Now, of course, and I saw you over the summer in Bristol, and I told you I was at Washington, and I would drive through Tacoma every day where he's based. And Tacoma, Washington, of course, has a museum of glass.
Yes.
And there's a hotel in downtown Tacoma where I've stayed a few times. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But every floor has, right near the elevator landing, has a piece of glass art. And you remember the piece of glass artwork to know your floor. So I'm sure you've been to Tacoma a lot.
I have not.
You've not?
No.
But you gotta go, right?
I've known him since 1970. When
So you know him?
When he was teaching at Rhode Island School of Design.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, wow.
It was one of the graduate schools that I was considering.
Wow. but he stayed at Carnegie Mellon.
Well,
which
that was
made him,
undergraduate.
Hang on, which made him a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Actually, I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan before Carnegie Mellon. It was Carnegie Tech at the time, and I went to Colfax Elementary School and Alderney High.
All right,
I was born and raised black and gold.
Ignore that guy. Ignore him. All right, come on over here. Let's just show us just like one of your finest pieces and give us an idea of like what goes into one, let's say, goblet. I'll pick one. How about this one? How many steps? What's the process? What am I looking at here?
Okay, well, first of all, I am one of the few glass blowers in this country that actually makes their own glass from the silica and the
What does
raw
that mean?
and the raw materials.
Oh, okay.
The
How do you
actual, I take pure silica sand, I mix it with soda ash and calcium and a whole bunch of other chemicals that are my secret sauce, and make my own glass from scratch. Most glass blowers in this country buy the material already as glass and
Okay.
throw it into their furnace.
So this is a super duper unique item.
It's unique in the fact that I have my own formulas.
Okay.
Because when I started so many years ago, it was 50 years ago.
You look great.
Thank you. 50 years ago, I learned on bottle glass.
Okay.
So that's one of the
What's
worst
bottle
things.
glass?
So like Coke bottles and beer
They
bottles.
just smash them up and throw
And they
just throw them in there.
And throw them in the furnace. But the problem with that is that glass is made to be blown by machines. So it makes the form, it freezes on the surface and moves on down the line.
Right.
So by the time you got to the bench, you could hardly work it. But
Oh,
we
okay.
didn't know any better. So we were all pretty much self-taught back then. Then
Okay.
I went to UCLA for graduate school.
Okay. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
And then learn how to make your own stuff.
And then I learned there how to make my own stuff because my professor there also wasn't a glass blower.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked in thinking I was having an instructor, and instead he said, "I'm not a glass blower, Stuart, you're teaching the class." So that's how I learned. We were all self-taught.
Wow. You could, if you worked the angles correctly, and not, I don't know if you want to do that, you could get a gig, or do you teach at UCLA?
There hasn't been glass blowing at UCLA since the late 70s.
Do you teach glass blowing?
I do not teach glass blowing.
Okay.
Because
Oh, here we go.
it's very difficult.
Hang on. There's going to be a good reason.
It's difficult to have a teaching studio and a quality glass studio at the same time.
Fair
because
enough. Yeah,
beginners drop blue pieces in clear furnaces, stick them to the door, bend the tools. You know, so there's a lot of things
So
that
where
don't-
can somebody learn?
you can learn because there are studios now, there weren't then, it was unheard of,
Right.
where you can learn to blow glass.
Okay.
But most of those studios don't have artist/production glass blowers
Okay.
in that same studio.
Okay.
They're there to teach.
Right.
Different.
Okay. And you've been at this for 50 years.
50
You look
years.
great.
Thanks. I used to be that tall.
It seemed like he was fishing for a compliment, didn't he?
I wasn't fishing for a compliment.
It seemed like you were.
Okay.
And you're so good, and I've enjoyed being your neighbor for
thank
so many years. We have a friendly rivalry with football. We're both football fans in the Ren Fair world, which is kind of rare.
And we're here all fall.
We're here for 6 weeks of our season, and I can recall a couple times where he'd go through that curtain right over there, peek his head backstage when his team was kicking my team's ass, and just give me a little, and then walk away, the bastard. Where can people find you online?
Well, I have a website that was updated 9 years ago. Most of the pieces on the website I don't do anymore, and all the pieces that I do are not on the website,
Okay,
but they can find me there.
so if anybody wanted to reach out to you for a purchase of any kind, other than being here at the fair, is there any way they can do that? Etsy, anything? It's okay if you don't. It's totally okay.
I don't
if
have Etsy.
Okay, totally cool.
I try doing things online, but the issue with me is that, first of all, I'm not fishing for a compliment. I'm giving myself my own compliment.
Okay.
There's no fishing involved in here.
Okay, no worries.
I can't produce enough work anymore. So
Okay.
by the time I shoot the photo and get it online and get it ready to ship, I could have already sold that piece. And a lot of times I do, and then someone goes to order it, but I've already sold it because I forgot to take a picture of it. And it doesn't work for me.
So Ren fairs and craft fairs and your shop in the San Fernando Valley are where people can get Stuart Abelman Studios.
It's Abelman Art Glass.
Abelman Art Glass.
Now, until 2 years ago, I was in 750 galleries.
Then what happened?
In the 1990s, I had a piece in the White House, Smithsonian. I have a piece in the permanent collection of the Corning Museum. I have a piece in Club 33 at Disneyland, though I have never been invited. My glass is there.
I know, I'm not a member either, and I like Disneyland.
So that's what I did. And then as age was creeping up on me, I had to make a decision as to whether I was going to do the fairs or the galleries. And the galleries, that's fine. It's very prestigious, and I'm proud of being there. But the truth is, the Renaissance fairs are so much fun.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out on stage, showing people what I do.
Guys, I could not have ended this video any better. Look for Stuart Abelman Glass wherever you can, or Abelman Art Glass wherever you can. Don't go online because you ain't there. His website is all 8-bit. It's a bunch of weird animated GIFs of him making glass. But he's one of the most talented people that I know on the circuit. I get to hang out with him for 6 weeks, and we didn't hang out because he was at one part of the fair and I was at the other part of the fair at Bristol. But here he's right near me, and I want you to look right down the lens, say goodbye, and I'm going to let you say, "Go Steelers." Go ahead. No, look down the lens.
Yes. Oh, hi, lens. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say go Steelers.
Now say go Ravens.
You can say go Ravens, but I did a show one time where Steelers were going to play Seattle in the Super Bowl.
I told him to wrap it up. Now, okay, go ahead.
And two ladies came up to my booth wearing Seattle Seahawks.
Right,
just a week or so before the game.
Right.
I said, I'll tell you what, ladies. Say go Steelers, I give you 10% off.
And did they?
They looked at each other, and what was their answer?
I don't know. Please tell. They did.
They said, "Go Steelers."
10%. And Seattle won that.
So we won that.
Oh, you did it. Okay. Oh, that was when. Anyway, we're getting into a football, right? We're becoming football nerds all of a sudden. All right. So Stuart Abelman Art Glass. Not on the internet really, but he's around the world. Check him out. Wonderfully talented. It's great to hang out with you. It's great to be your buddy. It's great to compete with you at the AFC North.
Not this year.
Not this year. No, it'll be the Ravens. Take care, guys. Bye-bye, everybody.